The team has just recently come together, so I think the challenges was finding our place within our team, but we've all got different skills and different backgrounds and different experiences, and we're finding it really fulfilling to just work with each other's strengths and weaknesses and roles. There haven't been that many challenges in bringing it together. It's come together really well and really smoothly. It's been really exciting to work with new people and to find a really solid Australian team. Nick and Sam got together, I think they've been together for a while in planning out this site and this property to become an eco-village, and they contacted Earthship Australia to get a project happening, to pull together the ample resources that we've got in terms of labour and people interested and wanting to get their hands dirty and wanting to get involved. So it was a very fortuitous, mutually beneficial project at this time. So we were looking for a fairly decent project to get us started and to start growing the seeds of community building projects. And I think that there's going to be plenty more of these. And the interest and enthusiasm shown by the participants has just shown us that we can really keep pushing and hopefully keep networking and finding other sites similar to Nick's. We knew what we were planning to build, and I think some of the participants knew what they thought they were going to be involved in, but I think it's grown and surprised us day by day as to how great it looks, how well it's going to work, what it will provide for this space. I think maybe Nick was very excited, but maybe a little bit not quite sure what it was going to be and how it was going to look and whether we were going to be able to do what we said we were going to do. The enthusiasm of the leaders and the 5 or 6 of us that have joined together to lead the crew has sort of set a good pace / ethic for the people who participated, none of whom would have worked this hard and this long in these conditions with rain and wind. And
no, there's something I've got to give back, and I don't know what that is. Nauru has a connection with Melbourne, and I've come from Nauru to Moe to Melbourne. True holistic prosperity. The outdoor part is called the Malari Gardens. Malari kind of meaning outdoors. And typically those of us that are not Indigenous are considered Yannibal. So the concept of Malari Yannibal, the outdoor visitor, is something that I am becoming, encouraging others to be. It's a question of treading lightly with respect and reverence.
I'm here as a result of having heard of Earthship, feeling that it's a need for me, for my building, for the kids, and also for the general population.
Do you want to build your own place?
Yeah, me and my fiance are getting married in April, and we want to build our own place eventually when we can afford it.
Where?
So, probably down south in West Australia, but maybe we'll end up relocating to Victoria or something because it's lovely over here.
Pleasantly surprised each time something else gets constructed from people that are similar to me, but you know, themselves in their own way and really artistic. I'm really pleased and honoured to be part of such a fantastic project, which has created quite a bit of attention in the town of Moe as well. We've had buses drive past, we've had neighbours drop in, because it does actually look really good from the road. It looks good from every angle you can see it in. It's fantastic, I'm so proud. The weather's been fantastic, it's given us challenges. We've, as a team, overcome them. The wind, the rain, the sun, everything has just been perfect to watch people just band together and just make it happen, and it's happened, you know.
Hello, I am John Armstrong. I'm from Box Hill in Melbourne. I managed to get a break from the humdrum of work and get up here, and instead of going on a holiday, I had a real holiday and did some real work.
Okay, so my name is Simon McAdams. I'm from Brunswick East. I've got a background in dance and philosophy, and I'm currently studying to be a primary school teacher at Melbourne Uni. And I guess building Earthship's dwellings, shelter, it's this solution, it's this good thing that we need that's good.
G'day, I'm George Bray, I'm from Perth, and I'm really interested in earthships and natural building as a means to solve some of the world's problems. I agree with a lot of the other people, and the reason they're here is because real estate and land and simply getting shelter over one's head costs so much. I'm really pleased to have come across the Facebook group and found all these really like-minded, interested people in permaculture and sustainability.
I think its main feature is its energy efficiency once it's been built. So in an age where energy consumption is causing so many problems, energy efficient homes is what we need to move towards, and earthships don't need heating in the winter or cooling in the summer. In that sense, it's very different from the conventional house. And secondly is cost. My neighbour's house in Coburg just sold for $630,000, and it's just a rundown old bungalow. And obviously if you have to lock yourself into a mortgage for that, you're bound to the 9 to 5 lifestyle for your life.
A debt slave.
A debt slave, and earthships, a cheap way to live if you're prepared to live in a small space. It's been a lot of work in preparing it, but it's gone exceedingly smoothly, I think. A lot of time sourcing materials in advance of the build, getting everything prepared, getting the cooks, getting the composting toilet set up, getting everyone organised, getting tools ready. The team's been fantastic, the facilitators have been great, so by the time the 25 or 30 participants arrived, everything was pretty much in place.
That's the big problem with these structures, isn't it? The councils don't really understand them.
Yeah, at this point, permitting an earthship is a battle, and so most of the structures that have been built in Australia to this point have just sort of avoided confrontation, either by conforming with the rules in a way that they don't need permits, or by simply not asking for permission. But that's going to change soon, because Martin Freeney in Adelaide at Earthship Iron Bank is going to have his earthship completely permitted. He's got an engineer to sign off on the building, and he's going to have that permitted. So from this point forward, it might be a little easier to get those permits for these structures. Really, the purpose of this building is to get 25 people convinced that they can build an earthship, and to show them the power of what 25 people can do in a week if they're all working together. It's really starting to look like a livable space already. If you stand inside the shell, you're sheltered from the weather. It's quiet and calm in there. It smells a little cementy at the moment, but we'll be fixing that with a good layer of adobe pretty soon.
What's adobe?
Adobe is a earth, sand, straw mix. You need a fair proportion of clay in your soil to just use the earth out of the ground, but luckily here we have a high percentage of clay. So we're just mixing in a little bit of sand, mix a little bit of straw in there as well, and then you take your shoes and socks off and basically dance on that for a good half hour, mix it all together, and then you can just plaster that on the walls. And it's a breathable finish, so it's a really nice finish for inside the structure. It would be awesome to use adobe for a lot more of this structure, but due to time restraints we've had to use a little bit more concrete than we would have otherwise liked. Concrete, you pour it one day and you can work on it the next day, whereas with adobe you've got more like a 4 to 5 day drying time before you can apply the next layer. So in a week-long earthship we can't really afford those sorts of delays, so we need to use concrete until scratch coat, and then we'll do a finish plaster with the adobe. This group of people is doing amazing. We've gone beyond expectations in all aspects of the build, in terms of speed and quality of the structure, in terms of the shape of the bulk even, and how perfectly it went on the building. Again, realised just how much fun it can be to work together as a team and get a task done, and moving an incredible quantity of earth in a short period of time.
Yeah, all the general earthship building, I'm trying to get hands-on experience, and then I want to buy the 3 volumes from Earthship, from the American guys, on how to do everything and read and study that. And I figure this experience will help me to be able to absorb that knowledge a lot better and cut a lot of the price off by doing it ourselves and getting volunteers.
Volunteering seems to be a good way to get a lot of people on board to help you with your project. Do you think it's gone well here?
Yeah, well, I paid $300 to give them free labour, so yeah, I know they're providing my food and everything and teaching me, but it's like that's how eager we are to get on this build.
Yeah, I was really inspired by the ideas and concepts of Michael Reynolds and Earthship, and really excited to be on board one of the first ones in Australia.
I'd love to build my own one day, and as does my mum. She was very inspired by it, and even my little sister. So I've learned a lot, and now have a deeper understanding of how it works and why it works that way. I was very impressed about the level of ingenuity that went into creating these ideas, and the freedom that the whole concept of Earthship gives you. It's not one set structure, one cookie cutter style like they do in the suburbs. This is how these systems work, and the rest is up to you. How do you want to design it to suit your lifestyle and your climate?
There's not really a very strict design. We've been able to make changes as we go along.
Definitely. It's been great, and also a bit of a challenge sometimes, but in a good way, because you can always adapt.
My name's Jesse, and I'm from Longwood. And as you can see, like 1 week, not even 5 days, and look what we've got.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's a sign that everything's going on very well, I reckon. I plan to build like a hybrid, I suppose, Earthship, as well as probably similar to what Nick plans for this eco-village, is to build a few test sites and experiment with different types of building and just show, like, have a display of what they can do and eventually have people looking at it.
What aspects of this sort of building interest you most?
I think being able to be so close to the earth and having such a low impact on the earth compared to like general building. Being lower in the ground, reducing your heating and cooling and thermal mass and all that sort of thing compared to generic architecture. It's fantastic. It's amazing how well in about 4 or 5 days how we're great friends. It's amazing. If we did this in local communities instead of bringing people from everywhere, it would build much better communities.